Mapping Brand Strategy, Marketing Applications of CD Maps, Niraj Dewar and Charun Bagar. Perceptual maps are a staple in the marketer's toolkit. They plot dimensions that marketers believe define a product category. In the resulting market space, marketers position brands, identify competitors, and spot market gaps. But the business use of traditional perceptual maps is limited because the dimensions are often arbitrary or based on hunch, and because locations on the map tell us nothing about desired results, such as sales and pricing ability. The Centrality Distinctiveness Maps, or CD maps that we have developed, overcome many of the shortcomings of traditional perceptual maps. The two dimensions, centrality and distinctiveness, capture important aspects of how consumers represent brands and marketplaces in their minds. These two dimensions are also key marketing goals: to make a brand central to its category and to make it distinctive within its category. We arrive at 4 quadrants by crossing the two dimensions. Our first observation is that centrality and distinctiveness are not mutually exclusive. Both central and distinctive, and brands that are neither central nor distinctive, exist. Our second observation is that brands exist and thrive in all 4 quadrants. We label these quadrants aspirational, mainstream, unconventional, and peripheral. The location of your brand on the map offers a reality check for your marketing efforts and points to positioning options. The first question you should be asking yourself is whether your brand is where you expect it to be. For example, Mazda's or Subaru's status as peripheral brands, not far from Hyundai and Kia, may come as a surprise to their managers. The second set of questions is about competition. Which are the brands in my brand's neighborhood? How much are they spending on marketing? What is their brand positioning? Where are the gaps in the market? And are they viable positions? This set of questions also leads to a third marketing application, and that is to track your brand's relative position over time. The questions you should be asking are, how do my marketing efforts and spending affect my brand's position on the map? How does the positioning of my key competitors change over time? What are my key competitors doing in terms of marketing to change their position? A fourth application is to examine the relative position of your brand across segments. For example, if managers of the Cadillac brand were to construct separate maps for consumers over 40 and those under 40, they might find that Cadillac would be positioned in the aspirational quadrant for those over 40 and in the peripheral quadrant for those under 40. Similarly, for geographic segments, Subaru might find that nationally it is in the peripheral quadrant, but in Vermont it is in the aspirational or mainstream quadrant. This is particularly useful for companies that manage global brands and want to compare the relative position of their brand across markets. A fifth marketing application is for companies that operate in multiple product categories. They can compare their brand's positioning across categories. For example, Google, which operates both Gmail and an online photo curation service called Picasa, can compare the relative positioning and effectiveness of marketing efforts of the two brands within their competitive sets on the same two dimensions. This assessment feeds into different strategies and resource allocation for the two brands. Marketers have always wanted to peer into consumers' minds to see how their brands are perceived. CD Maps offer a versatile tool to refine strategy and improve resource allocation to brands.